Today, we need to talk about something that's been quietly tugging at heartstrings across the Atlantic. It's the growing concern around King Charles and his deep longing to connect with his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet. This story goes far deeper than the tabloid headlines, and once you strip away the noise, what's left is genuinely heartbreaking. So let's break down what's really happening behind palace doors, because the reality is far more human than the media often admits. According to sources close to the royal family, King Charles is genuinely struggling with the distance between himself and Prince Harry's children. This isn't just about royal protocol or public image. It's about a grandfather who desperately wants to know his grandchildren, yet finds himself trapped in the middle of a complicated family dynamic that no one seems able to untangle. Imagine watching time slip away, knowing that across the ocean are two beautiful grandchildren you barely know. That's Charles's reality right now, and it weighs on him far more deeply than he ever shows in public. These aren't just symbolic figures in a royal drama. These are his grandchildren, his own flesh and blood, and he wants to spend meaningful time with them while he still has the chance. That phrase matters, while he still has the chance. Charles isn't getting any younger, and he's acutely aware of the clock ticking. He sees William and Catherine's children growing up right in front of him, attending school events, sharing holidays, and building memories. But when it comes to Archie and Lilibet, he's missing every single moment. Birthdays, Christmases, milestones, gone. And according to those who know him well, that absence causes him real pain. Earlier this year, there was a private meeting between Charles and Harry. At the time, the media was full of speculation about whether they'd met and what was said. The meeting did happen, and you'd think that would mark the beginning of a reconciliation. A father and son sitting down, talking things through, maybe finding common ground. But despite that meeting, the path forward has remained frustratingly stalled. This is where many outlets rush to place blame, particularly on Meghan, focusing on her hesitation to bring the children to the UK. But let's pause and actually think critically instead of defaulting to tabloid narratives. Does Meghan have legitimate concerns about bringing her young children to a country where the press was relentlessly brutal to her? Absolutely. Has she experienced real trauma and genuine safety fears in the UK? Without question. Those concerns aren't exaggerated, they're real, and any mother in her position would feel the same. Sources say Charles understands Meghan's reasons, and that understanding isn't just for show. He recognises those concerns as valid. But at the same time, from his perspective, this estrangement has gone on far too long. He's not dismissing Meghan's fears, but he is grieving the years he's losing, years he can never get back. Moments that matter, moments that build family bonds, and he's missing all of them. Lately, insiders say Charles has taken a different approach, encouraging Harry to be more assertive in trying to make a reunion happen. Some interpret that as pressure, but it sounds more like a father urging his son to find a solution, to navigate the complications and carve out a way forward that works for everyone involved. What often gets lost in the headlines is this: Charles's love for Harry has never wavered. Despite the interviews, the memoir, the public tension, and the very real hurt on both sides, Charles still loves his son. At this stage of his life, he's not seeking revenge, vindication, or even an apology. What he wants is peace. He wants some sense of normality with his family. People close to Charles say that when Harry talks about his children, his entire demeanour changes. His eyes light up with the unmistakable pride only a parent understands. Charles recognizes that look because he felt it himself when Harry and William were young, and he still feels it today. He's reportedly proud of the father Harry has become, and that matters. It shows that beneath all the conflict, there's still mutual love and recognition. There's also another layer to this story: heritage and identity. Charles is reportedly concerned that Archie and Lilibet may grow up completely disconnected from part of who they are. As someone deeply rooted in tradition and history, he believes it's important that they understand their family history and their British roots. This isn't about control or geography. It's about connection. To be clear, Harry and Meghan are raising their children in California, giving them a life filled with freedom, privacy and normalcy they never could have had in the UK. That choice is valid and valuable. Charles's concern isn't about undoing that life, it's about ensuring the children remain connected to all parts of their heritage, including their royal lineage. What makes this situation so painful is that there's no easy answer. Meghan's concerns are legitimate. Harry is trying to protect his family while navigating a deeply complicated relationship with his father. And Charles is a grandfather desperate to know his grandchildren before it's too late. Everyone's feelings are valid, and that's what makes this so tragic. At its core, this is a family that loves each other but can't seem to find their way back together. Grandchildren growing up without knowing their grandfather. A grandfather aging without knowing his grandchildren. And Harry caught in the middle, pulled in every direction, trying to honour his wife, protect his children, and preserve a bond with his father. So what happens next? Can Charles and Harry bridge this gap? Can they create an environment where Meghan feels safe bringing the children to visit? Can trust be rebuilt before time runs out? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: Charles isn't giving up. They may not be in constant contact, but they are still in touch, and he continues to advocate for a reunion. That's where things stand in this ongoing family saga. A desperate grandfather, a protective mother, and a son caught between two worlds he loves. It's complicated, messy, and deeply human. And that's why this story matters. Beneath the titles and palace intrigue, this is just a family trying to figure out how to love each other despite everything that's come between them. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Charles and Harry can find their way back to each other? Do you understand Meghan's concerns about bringing the children to the UK? How do you think they should move forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your perspective. If you found this deep dive valuable and appreciate the nuanced approach we bring instead of recycling tabloid nonsense, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with anyone who cares about the truth behind the headlines. Your support keeps this channel going and allows us to continue delivering thoughtful, honest analysis. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, remember there are always multiple sides to every story, and the truth is usually far more complicated than the headlines suggest. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.